I've had several conversations throughout my marriage with my wife, and one of the things that I've said is that we as individuals live the way we want to because of our actions, good, bad, or indifferent. In other words, again, I'll say it again. We live the way we want to. I'll give you some examples. One of them, of course, is financially. If we want to be financially successful, we're deliberate about our finances. We have a plan. We make those adjustments. We execute. We pay attention. We think short term. We think long term. And there's balance involved. So financially, it's a big picture. Don't just think about your paycheck. Today's payday. Where's your money going? Think of it big picture. It brings in a lot of factors for us as individuals to consider and to think about. It just doesn't happen. What just doesn't happen? Success. Success financially takes work, plan, like I said, the things that I just talked about. So we live the way we want to financially. That's one example. I'll give you some other examples in just a moment. When I was young, let's say 23, it's when my eyes opened up and I realized, and 23 and 24, that I was not financially successful, that my past had smothered my ability to do things other than the basics. Pay your rent, your utilities, and then be broke every single month for a long time. That's when I started making changes. And I said, I can't live like this. I'm embarrassed. I just got married. I just joined the Air Force, and there's a lot of things that I can't do. Think about that. Remember that. You have to have that awareness. The next thing, it is an example, is in relationships. I've been married 23 years. It's flown by. It's a great marriage. We've had a lot of successes, and we've also had challenges just like everybody else. I remember the day that I thought to myself, if I don't make changes, I'm going to end up divorced. That was within my 2-year anniversary of being married. I remember that conversation, and nobody ever knew about that. My wife, I just told her maybe in the last month that I had that thought, that I can remember thinking that thought. If I don't make changes in my relationship, we're going to end up divorced, and part of it is because of myself. So again, we live the way we want to, whether you're aware of that or not. That could be good, bad, or indifferent. Anything and everything in between good and bad. Remember that. In any relationship, whether it is a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, work relationship, personal relationship, professional relationship, we have to be deliberate as well. We have to be able to communicate. And I bring this topic up because often I observe others, and I like to observe people. I like to see what they're doing, how they're succeeding, and unfortunately, I also see how they're failing. And if you had to guess, do I get to see more people succeed or more people be challenged? I'm not going to say fail, but challenged. The answer is I see more people being challenged. And it's interesting because as an outsider looking into that relationship or that person or that lifestyle, I can tell that a lot of what's going on for that person is based because of the decisions that he or she that they're making. We have to be completely focused and deliberate in our actions. And I tell you this because I've been on the opposite side, where when I didn't do that, when I was going with the flow, when I didn't have a plan, I was barely making it, or I wasn't successful. And as soon as I started making changes at the age of 24, 23 years ago, when I first got married, that's when I became deliberate in my life, personally, at home, with my relationship, with my wife, with my son, with my daughter, and also professionally as well. And I can tell you that once I started making these changes, it was like day and night. It wasn't a perfect process, but it improved so much. And the individuals that benefited from my decisions, me first and foremost, my wife, my children, my work coworkers, all of the relationships that I was involved with and am involved with now have benefited because of the decisions, because I said I wanted to live this way, or because I said I don't want to live this way, in the negative factors. Financially, like I said, living paycheck to paycheck, or in a relationship with my wife or whoever, and that is not communicating when I need to, being consistent. Communication goes a long distance. Communication is easy when it's good news. Communication is difficult, or can be difficult, when it's challenging news. Where are you in your life? What is working? Know that. More importantly, know what is not working. Make those adjustments. Be deliberate. Have a mentor. Make changes and succeed. I'm telling you, it's something that I have been doing for 23 years now, and I've reaped so many benefits. Think about that. Make your adjustments. Have a great day.